What was the reception from family, friends, and the general public when you went home?
Well, it was, very joyful when everybody was coming home, and we were really treated as heroes. I mean, undeservedly, but we were treated that way. And I think, when I told your sister this a couple of years ago, and I relayed this story, I think that what happened as a country was the country was making up for the way they treated the Vietnam veterans when they came home. I don't know if you're aware of how
Yeah.
they were treated, but they were not treated well. They were called baby killers, and they were, they whatever war crime you saw on TV, people assumed that anybody in uniform committed a crime like that. And because the Vietnam War was so unpopular and everything else, I think we almost, as a country, went overboard with the support for the troops. It was, it was really kind of extraordinary. Being over there, we got all kinds of letters from people that didn't know us. We got care packages sent to any soldier. That was what they were addressed to, any soldier. So, you were entitled to have one of these, you'd open up like a random box, and there'd be like homemade cookies or something in there. There were a lot of sweets sent over there. A bunch of us, probably lost some, have probably developed some cavities and probably put on a few pounds due to all the junk food we were eating. But but the point is that the support was really extraordinary. And when we came home, the flights were coming through Bangor, Maine. So the flights from Europe were coming into Bangor, and then we were either got on another flight or refueled, and then came either to Providence. In our case, we flew from Maine down to North Carolina again because we had to do our out processing, and they had to debrief us, and it was a week-long process just to get us ready to go back home. And but everywhere we went, we were at the airport in Maine, and the whole town in Bangor, Maine, came out with a band, with cheering people and signs and confetti and everything else for every single soldier that came back through that city.
Wow.
And there were thousands of people, thousands of troops came through Bangor, Maine, and that entire town came out for every one of them. We came and people were lined up through the airport as we're walking through, and they're all like, thank you, and they're, signs and welcome home, and they were all, they were taking pictures with us, and they're treating us like celebrities. I mean, it was extraordinary, And there was a man, there was an older guy who was close to retirement. He had been in the military for, he had done his 20 years. He was ready to get out. And he had done over 20 years. Actually, he'd done about 23 or 24 years. And he was a sergeant. He was an NCO. And I remember seeing this guy weeping because he was a Vietnam vet, and he remembered what that was like. And I remember seeing him like sobbing in the airport, like he was so overcome with the affection and the appreciation that people had. So I think the country was trying to atone for the way it treated the soldiers coming home from Vietnam, and the country really made a concerted effort to get behind the effort, and to show the troops that they supported us, and when we came home to show appreciation when we got home. It was really extraordinary, though. I mean, there was a whole crowd. All my friends and family were at the airport when I got to Green Airport. Like, they greeted us on the tarmac. The governor was there. There was a military band. I mean, it was unbelievable, And it's sad that still doesn't happen today. But I think we've been at war so long right now that that thing was over and done with in less than a year. As opposed to the Iraq War now, which, the Afghani War and the Iraq Wars, taking 12, 13 years, So I think Americans have become numb to it, and it's not a big event any longer in their lives. And I think, they kind of take for granted that, there's going to be people that fight in the war, and it's a different experience today. Whereas back then, it was still the whole country hinging on every development and everything that was happening, and and there was so many people over there. That was the other thing. Like every neighborhood had a kid over in that part of the world at that time. So it was different. But it was a really unique experience coming home from that.